1976 wasn't just another year in music. It was a shift, a reset, a moment where soul, funk, disco, and storytelling all collided, and something timeless came out the other side. This was the year the industry had to rewrite its own rules. The year love songs became cinematic. The year grooves got deeper, smoother, and impossible to ignore. And somewhere
better bring the chick around to the sad.
In that storm of sound, 10 records rose above the rest. Songs that didn't just chart, they changed the culture. So tonight, on vibezcure, we're counting down 10 wonder songs from 1976, records turning 50 years old, but still sounding like they were made yesterday. Stay with me, because the #1 spot, that's not just a song, it's history. Number 10, Disco Lady by Johnny Taylor. A groove like this doesn't announce itself. It slides in, hi-hats ticking softly like a clock that's in no hurry. Guitar strokes clean and economical, no wasted motion. The bass line sits low, steady, almost conversational, not trying to impress, just setting the tone. And then Johnny Taylor arrives. Not loud, not urgent, certain. That's the first thing you notice, the certainty. A voice shaped by gospel, carried through blues, sharpened by experience. He's not chasing the beat. He's standing in it, letting it revolve around him. And that's where the shift begins. Because this isn't just another mid-70s groove, it's a meeting point. You can hear the past in it, church phrasing, southern soul grit. But you can also hear something new forming underneath, a smoother surface, a wider reach. And this is R&B stepping into a bigger room. By 1976, the music landscape is changing fast. Disco is rising, radio is expanding. Audiences are blending. The lines that once separated genres are starting to blur. And right there, in the middle of that transition, Disco Lady finds its lane. Not too fast, not too heavy, balanced. That balance is everything. It means the record works in the club, where the lights are low and the floor is packed. It works on the radio, where clarity matters, where melodies need to land quick. And it works at home, where the groove doesn't need volume to hold attention. That kind of versatility, rare. And when something rare connects, it spreads. Quietly at first, then all at once. Sales start climbing, airplay increases. DJs keep it in rotation because it keeps people moving without exhausting them. It has stamina, it breathes, and then the numbers come in. 1 minute. Number 9, I'll Be Good to You by the Brothers Johnson. This one doesn't ease in. It snaps into place. The first thing you feel is the bass. Live, elastic, impossible to ignore. Not just holding the groove, but speaking through it. Every note lands with intention, then pulls away just enough to keep the rhythm breathing. That's Louis Johnson. And what he's doing here isn't just playing. It's redefining the role of the instrument. Before this moment, bass sits in the background, supportive, foundational, necessary but rarely the voice you follow. But here, it leads. Each slap cuts through like a spark, each pop answers back. It's percussive, melodic, rhythmic, all at once. A full language built inside the groove. And once you hear it, everything else starts to align around it. The drums don't compete, they lock in. Tight, on clean. Precise. The guitar accents come in like flashes, quick, controlled, never overstaying. Keys fill the air just enough to give the track dimension without crowding it. Then the vocals arrive. Bright, youthful, direct. There's a lightness to them that contrasts the technical precision underneath. And that contrast, that's the magic. Because this record lives in two spaces at once. It's musicians' music. Detailed, structured, expertly arranged, but it's also feeling music. Immediate, catchy, easy to connect with. That duality doesn't happen by accident. It's shaped, guided, refined. And standing behind that refinement is Quincy Jones. But listen carefully. This isn't Quincy dominating the track. It's Quincy framing it. He understands what he has in front of him. Raw energy, natural chemistry, something fresh. And instead of overproducing it, he gives it space to breathe. That restraint is strategic, because the more room the groove has, the more the listener can step inside it. And once you're inside, you stay. That's why the record travels. From R&B. Number 8, Kiss and Say Goodbye, by the Manhattans.
This has got to be the saddest day of my life.
It starts before the music. A voice, speaking, low, measured, careful with every word, not performing, confessing. And in that moment, everything changes. The
Patience and the ties that you have.
Distance between listener and song disappears. This isn't entertainment anymore. It's a private conversation unfolding in real time. You're not supposed to be here, but you are. Then the music arrives, slowly. Piano first, soft, deliberate, almost hesitant. Strings follow, rising gently, like emotion trying to stay contained. The rhythm section enters last, quiet, respectful, never interrupting the moment. Everything about the arrangement understands the assignment. Hold the feeling. Don't rush it. And when the vocals transition from spoken word to melody, they don't explode. They
Hold you one more time. When you turn and you walk away.
Ache. There's no attempt to dramatize the pain, no vocal gymnastics trying to prove anything. Just a steady, controlled delivery that feels real. Because this isn't about heartbreak in the abstract. It's about a specific moment, the last conversation, the last touch, the last time something familiar becomes something final. And that's why it lingers. Because most songs about love focus on the beginning, or the fantasy. This one lives in the ending, and endings are harder to process. There's a quiet dignity in the way it unfolds, a sense of acceptance that doesn't make the moment easier, but makes it honest. Written by Winfred Blue Lovett, the song was originally intended for another genre, another voice, another direction. But in the hands of the Manhattans, it becomes something else entirely, something deeper. The harmonies don't just
Please, darling, don't you cry.
support, they surround, each layer adding weight without overwhelming the core emotion. And when the arrangement finally opens up, when the strings swell, when the vocals stretch just a little further, it feels earned, not forced, not manufactured.
Many months have
Just inevitable. That emotional truth is what carries it beyond charts and certifications. Yes, it became one of the earliest platinum records. Number 7, The Rubber Band Man, by The Spinners. Before the lyrics, before the hook, there's movement. The bass line stretches out, then snaps back, elastic, playful, alive. It doesn't just sit in the groove, it bounces. That's the foundation. and everything built on top of it follows that motion. Strings sweep in wide arcs, bright and expressive. Drums keep things grounded, but just loosely enough to let the rhythm breathe. Guitar accents flicker in and out, quick flashes that add texture without weight. Then the vocals arrive, light, energetic, almost conversational. They don't push the groove forward, they ride it, and that's the key. Because this track isn't about force. It's about flow. Tom Bell understands that better than most. His arrangements don't crowd the space, they shape it. Every instrument has a role. Every section has a purpose. And nothing overstays its welcome. That discipline is what allows the track to feel so effortless. But underneath that ease, there's precision. Timing this tight doesn't happen by accident. Harmonies this smooth don't just fall into place. It's crafted, carefully, intentionally. And the result? A song that feels like motion captured in sound. You can hear it in the way the chorus lifts. Never heavy, always buoyant. You can feel it in the way the rhythm shifts slightly, just enough to keep things interesting without breaking the flow. It's dynamic without being chaotic, structured without being stiff, and that balance is what carries it across audiences, from soul stations to pop radio to dance floors where the groove translates instantly. Because movement is universal. You don't need context to feel it. You just need space, and the rubber band man creates that space, then fills it with energy. Not overwhelming energy, sustainable energy. The kind that keeps going. That turns repeat listens into habit. That transforms a good song into a lasting one. 50 years later, it still moves the same way. Stretch, snap, release. Number 6, You Don't Have to Be a Star by Marilyn, McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. This one doesn't enter with impact, it enters with intention. Soft keys lay the groundwork, gentle, reassuring. The rhythm section follows, steady but unobtrusive. Strings hover just above, adding warmth without drawing focus. Nothing here is trying to dominate. Everything is trying to connect. And then the voices arrive, two distinct tones, meeting in the middle. Not competing, not overlapping, just listening. That's what makes this different. It's not a duet built on contrast, it's a duet built on balance. Each line feels like a response, each phrase feels considered. There's space between the words, and in that space, meaning settles. After stepping away from the fifth dimension, this moment carries weight. A new direction, a new identity, or a quiet risk. But the song doesn't announce that risk, it simply proves it. The message is clear, but never overstated. You don't have to shine to be seen. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. And because it's delivered without excess, it lands deeper. There's no dramatic build, no explosive climax, just a steady unfolding. And that steadiness is what allows it to resonate, because real connection doesn't rush, it develops, grows, finds its rhythm. That's what this song captures. Not the beginning of love, not the end, but the understanding in the middle. And when it reaches number 1 across both pop and R&B charts, it doesn't feel like a surprise. It feels like recognition of something honest, something grounded, something real. 50 years later, it still holds that same space. Number 5, Give Up the Funk, Tear the Roof Off the Sucker. By Parliament, this doesn't begin, it erupts. The groove hits thick, layered, textured, impossible to ignore. Bass lines from Bootsy Collins stretch and bend like they're alive. Drums land heavy, deliberate, commanding attention. Horns cut through, sharp, declarative. Synths swirl underneath, adding dimension that feels almost otherworldly. And then the voices, calls, responses, chants building in waves. At the center of it all, George Clinton, not just leading, but orchestrating. This isn't a traditional song structure, it's a system. A living, breathing environment where every element feeds into the next. And the message? Simple. Tear the roof off. But simplicity here doesn't mean small, it means universal. Because this isn't about lyrics, it's about participation. You don't listen to this track, you enter it. You repeat the chant. You lock into the groove. You become part of the rhythm. That's why it travels. Across spaces. Across generations. Across genres. Because once that groove takes hold, it doesn't let go. And underneath the surface, there's innovation happening at every level. The blending of psychedelic textures with deep funk foundations. The layering of voices as instruments. The expansion of what a band can sound like. This is P-Funk at full scale. Not just music, but mythology. A universe with its own rules. And 50 years later, those rules still apply. Because funk like this doesn't expire. Number 4, Always and Forever, by Heatwave. Everything slows down here. The chords arrive first, soft, expansive, patient. They don't push forward, they settle. Then the melody follows, carried gently by Johnny Wilder Jr., clear, controlled.
Forever, each moment with
Deeply felt. There's no urgency in his delivery, just intention. Every note placed carefully, every phrase allowed to breathe. Rod Temperton builds the structure with precision. Jazz influenced harmony, meeting pop accessibility. It's sophisticated, but never distant. Emotional, but never overwhelming. That balance is what gives the song its weight. Because instead of pushing emotion outward, it draws the listener inward, into a space where time feels suspended, and in that space, the message lands, not loudly, but completely. This is why it becomes more than a song. It becomes a ritual. Weddings, slow dances, quiet moments where words aren't enough. Moments where music carries what people can't quite say. And that's the legacy. Not just chart success, not just recognition, but presence. A song that shows up whenever it's needed. 50 years later, it still does. Number 3, Lowdown, by Boz Scaggs. This is what control sounds like. No rush to impress, no urgency to prove anything. Just a groove. Already settled, already confident, already complete. It begins in the pocket, drums first, tight, deliberate, almost mechanical in their precision, but never cold. There's a human touch in the shuffle, a subtle swing that keeps it alive. Each hit lands exactly where it should, not early, not late, just right. Then the bass line enters, smooth, measured, gliding underneath everything like it knows the destination before the journey even begins. It doesn't jump out, It doesn't demand attention, it anchors. And once that foundation is in place, everything else locks in around it. Keys fill the space with soft textures, never overpowering, just adding depth. Guitar accents slide in and out, subtle but intentional. Nothing overstays, nothing crowds the arrangement. This is discipline.
Nothing you can't handle, nothing you ain't got.
Co-written with David Paich and performed by musicians who would soon become Toto, Lowdown is a masterclass in restraint. Because restraint is harder than excess. It takes confidence to not overplay, to leave space, to trust that the groove itself is enough. And that's exactly what this track does. Then Boz Scaggs steps in, cool, detached, effortless. He doesn't attack the vocal, he leans into it, lets the rhythm carry him forward. There's no strain in his delivery, no need to push emotion. It's already there, built into the music. That's what makes Lowdown feel so different. It doesn't try to pull you in, it lets you come to it. And once you do, you notice the details, or the way the drum pattern shifts ever so slightly between sections, the way the bass holds steady while everything else moves around it, the way the vocals sit perfectly inside the mix, never above, never below. Everything is aligned. That level of precision doesn't just sound good, it travels. Because when producers start searching for the perfect groove, this is where they land. That drum shuffle becomes reference, that bass movement becomes template. That overall feel becomes something to study, replicate, reinterpret. And over time, it gets sampled, reused, reimagined, reintroduced. Because a groove this clean doesn't age, it adapts. From vinyl, to cassette, to digital, to streaming, Lowdown.
You're gonna come back around to the sad.
Number 2, You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine by Rawls. Before the full arrangement even arrives, there's presence. Rawls doesn't enter quietly, he arrives. That voice, deep, resonant, unmistakable, fills the space immediately. Not forced, not exaggerated, just
Listen, man, would you sing that song You Never Love Enough?
there, certain, and that certainty sets the tone for everything that follows. Then the music expands, strings sweep in wide, polished, cinematic. The bass line begins its steady walk.
Yeah, I'll get the show, man. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Purposeful, grounded. Drums follow with a measured pulse, never rushing, never dragging. Everything moves forward with intention. Behind it all, Kenneth Gamble and Leon
Someone who loves you.
Huff are shaping the sound with precision. This is the Philadelphia blueprint at full maturity. Not raw, not experimental, refined. Every element polished until it reflects exactly what it needs
Tender like I do.
to. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's where the power comes from, because this isn't a song searching for identity, it already knows what it is. A statement. Not a question. You'll never find. There's no hesitation in that line, no doubt, no insecurity, just certainty delivered with elegance. And Rawls carries that message without pushing. He doesn't need to raise his voice. He doesn't need to dramatize the moment. The authority is already there, built into the tone, built into the phrasing, built into the way he holds each note just long enough to let it settle. That control is what separates this record, because while other tracks chase energy, this one commands attention through presence alone, and the arrangement supports that presence perfectly. Strings don't overwhelm, they elevate. Bass doesn't dominate, it guides. Drums don't compete, they reinforce. Everything works together to create a sense of movement without urgency. That's sophistication. And when it reaches the charts, #1 on R&B, #2 on pop, it feels inevitable. Because records like this don't just perform well, they connect across audiences, across spaces, across time. It works in a quiet room. It works on a dance floor. It works through headphones late at night, when everything else fades. Because the message is universal, and the delivery, unshakable. 50 years later, it still stands the same way, tall, certain, undeniable.
To understand you.
#1, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder.
Assimilated.
This isn't an album you press play on, it's an album you enter. From the very first moments, it opens outward, horns bright, rhythms layered, melodies unfolding in every direction at once. There's no single mood, no single message, because this isn't built to capture a moment, it's built to capture everything. And at the center of it all, Stevie Wonder, not just as a performer, but as an architect, writing, producing, arranging, playing, constructing each piece with intention, but allowing it to breathe like something alive. That's what makes this different. It doesn't feel assembled, it feels grown. Track by track, it expands. Sir Duke bursts forward with joy.
Would you like to come?
Horns celebrating the legacy of music itself, rhythm pushing everything into motion. I Wish leans into memory, childhood, nostalgia, the feeling of looking back without losing the groove. And then there are the deeper moments, songs that slow down, reflect, question, explore. Because this album doesn't stay on the surface, it moves inward, outward. Everywhere at once. That scope is what defines it. A double album that refuses limitation. Not concerned with radio length, not concerned with expectations, only concerned with expression.
While reality was occurring all around them.
Would you like?
And somehow, it all holds together, because at its core, there's unity. A thread running through every track, rhythm, soul, intention, connecting everything into one continuous experience. When it debuts at #1, it doesn't feel surprising. It feels necessary, like something
I knew what I wanted the song to say.
that had been building and finally arrived. And the impact, immediate, critical acclaim, Grammy recognition,
Parts of the world and
industry respect, but beyond that, influence. Because artists don't just listen to this album, they study it, they pull from it, learn from it, build on top of it, and decades later, they're still doing it. Because this isn't just a collection of songs.
people starving, living in very, very bad conditions.
It's a blueprint for what music can be when it's allowed to expand fully, emotionally, musically, culturally. 50 years later, it hasn't shrunk, it hasn't faded. If anything,
That emotion and feeling that I wanted to get across.
it's grown larger, because every generation finds something new inside it. A different line, a different rhythm, a different meaning. And that's what makes it #1. Not just the best of 1976, but something beyond time. A living, breathing body of work.
Families buying dog